week in business. A new report from the Commerce Department shows U.S. consumer spending, it surged in August as the nation deals with an ongoing inflation. For more on this, let's bring in business and market analyst and Newsmax contributor Seth Denson. Good morning to the show, Seth.
Hey, good morning. Saturday morning,
Yeah.
you know, listen, the only people that could get me up and get me in a tie on Saturday morning are you and Tom. So,
I love it.
Congratulations on the new show. Glad to be here.
Thank you. Yeah, because
I am home.
You are an hour early. You're an hour earlier than us, so you're up even earlier. All right. Thank you so much for doing this. So, with consumer spending rising 0.8% in August, right? Is this a sign the U.S. economy is recovering as we head into the fall?
Well, I'd sure like that optimism, right? I mean, I would love to say that yes. No, I don't think so. I think there's just too much sitting out there for us to say that the economy is recovering. I think it could. I think we've got to get people back to work full time. We got to get things rolling full time. But unfortunately, what we're seeing, remember, August in that report, that's a lagging indicator. You got some built-in consumer spending already in a typical August. Why? Kids go back to school. Unemployment was starting to end, so people were thinking they're going to have to go back to work. It's the end of summer, right? There were a lot of factors that helped bump that up. But the other thing that we're not talking about that bumped it up, inflation. And that's a negative thing. So I think you had all these things kind of happening to make that report look a little better than it probably is. And I don't expect that that's going to continue until we get fully back up. Plus, we've got a supply chain problem that's going to
that's a major issue. You talk about people going back to work. I would feel like every store or restaurant I go in, they're looking for employees. They are short-staffed. It's crazy. So I wonder when people will actually go back to work. Meantime, the U.S. could be just weeks away from defaulting on its debt for the first time ever. Now, senators remain divided on the issue. For our audience at home, what could this mean for our nation's economy?
Yeah, and I get those that say we got to stop spending money. I'm in that camp too, but the problem is we can't do it on money that's already been spent or committed, right? We all remember the '08 crisis when Lehman Brothers and some of these others couldn't make good on their debts. Imagine if the United States couldn't. So this is money that's already been spent. Congress does need to come to an agreement, but we need to package that into an agreement that will require a reduction in spending. Now, this debt ceiling lift, that's going to finally put us over that $30 trillion number. So that's a big number, and we have to address it. But unfortunately, if we don't raise the debt limit and the United States defaults on its debt, it's going to devalue the dollar. And while we want to tell Congress, hey, learn your lesson, at the end of the day, we're going to be the ones, we the citizens, learning that lesson because they spent it and we have to make good on it.
Yeah, absolutely. All right. Well, speaking of a dollar, after several decades of selling most things for $1 a piece, Dollar Tree, they're saying now it's got to increase their prices, which means they'll sell items for $3 and $5. So Seth, this has gotten a lot of attention, and a lot of people are wondering what is going on. We have about 30 seconds. What do you make of this?
Listen, we're already calling it dollar plus. We don't see 5 and dime stores anymore either. I mean, that's just nature of the times with inflation where it is. It's hard for organizations like that to keep their dollar programs together. Now it's $1.05, $1.10, $3, $5, $10. You're going to start to see that more and more just because you got to keep up with inflation. These companies who have built their brand on a stable number, they're going to have to rethink how they do that going forward.
Yeah, I wonder if they're going to change their name because Dollar Tree.
Dollar Plus, I think, is what I'm hearing.
Yeah. All right. Well, thank you so much, Seth Denson, for coming on our show this morning. We appreciate it.
Thanks, Allie.
All right. And we are breaking down the negative effects of social media and how it can impact teenagers' mental health. You're watching Wake Up America Weekend only on Newsmax.